today's video I'll be going back to the basics, so I'll be talking about the shell. And when you speak of the command line, we are really referring to the shell, which is a program that takes keyboard commands and passes them to the operating system to carry out. So almost all Linux distributions supply a shell program, which is from the GNU project called Bash, and the name Bash is an acronym for Born Again Shell, which is a reference to the fact that Bash is an enhanced replacement for SH, which was the original Unix shell program written by Steve Bourne. So when you're using a graphical user interface, we need another program called a terminal emulator to interact with the shell. So if you look through your applications menu, you'll find one. So if you're using GNOME environment, you'll find one that's called the GNOME terminal, and there are a number of other terminal emulators available for Linux, but they all basically do the same thing, which is giving us access to the shell. So if you want to launch your terminal emulator, there are two ways to do it. You can either use keyboard shortcuts Ctrl-Alt-T, or you can open it from applications menu. So I'll do Ctrl-Alt-T. So I'll use Ctrl-Alt-T to open my terminal emulator, and the first thing that we see is called a shell prompt, and it will appear whenever the shell is ready to accept input, and it may vary in appearance depending on the distribution, and it will usually include your username, for mine which is Irene, followed by your computer name. So it is username @ so this is my computer name, followed by a current working directory, which for mine is home, and a $sign. So if your last character of your prompt is a £, which is the hash symbol, rather than a $sign, the terminal session has superuser privileges, and this means that either you are logged in as the root user, or you selected a terminal emulator that provides superuser or administrative privileges. So we'll start first by typing. You just type gibberish in your terminal. So you just type anything, not really just any command. So since this command makes no sense, the shell will tell us so and give us another chance to input. So as you can see, it has told me command not found. So to check your command history, you can always press your up arrow key, and you'll see the previous command that you typed in. It reappears after the prompt. So this is called the command history, and most Linux distributions, they remember the last 500 commands by default. So you can also press the down arrow key and the previous command disappears. So you'll just try that. You press your up arrow key, it appears, then you press your down arrow key and it disappears. So while the shell is all about the keyboard, you can also use a mouse with the terminal emulator, and there's a mechanism built into the X Windows system, which is the underlying engine that makes the GUI work, that supports a quick copy and paste technique. And if you highlight some text by holding down your left mouse button and dragging the mouse over it, or double clicking on a word, it is copied into a buffer maintained by X. So when you press the middle mouse button, it will cause the text to be pasted at the cursor location. So you can try it if you want. So if in case you need to copy paste a command, you cannot use Ctrl-V or Ctrl-C to copy because it won't work. So you have to include Shift. So if you want to copy, you do Ctrl-Shift-C, that is for copying, and then Ctrl-Shift-V for pasting into your terminal. So next we're going to try simple commands. So the first one I'll do is date. It will bring today's current date, which is Saturday, July 18th at the time of this recording. And then the next one, you can also display our calendar, which uses the cal command, and it displays a calendar of the current month. So if I do cal, it displays the calendar of the current month with the current date highlighted. So we can also check the amount of free space in our disk drives using the command df. So if I clear this, so this is all the information. So you can check there's the file system, 1k blocks used, available. Yes, you can use that command to check the free space on your disk drives, and then you can also check the amount of free memory by entering the free command. So my input free, hit enter, it will show me the amount of free space in my memory. Yeah, so when you want to end a terminal session, you can end a terminal session by either closing the terminal emulator using this X, which is at the top right corner, or you can also enter exit command at the shell prompt. This is what I'll try now. So you'll write exit and the terminal closes. So I hope you learned something about the shell today, and my next video will be about navigating the file system in Linux, which is something which is very important, especially if you're a Linux beginner and you use it as your daily driver. It's very important that you learn how to navigate the file directories, because that is all you'll be interacting with. And as much as you'll be interacting with the GUI, maybe you might want also to, there's things you can only do through the terminal. So it is very important for you to know so. So I hope to see you in my next video, and I thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so and leave a like on this video, and I hope to see you in my next video.